The next skill clip is for a box plot that shows two sets of data at the same time. And so we're going to use these two classes of data, Class A and Class B. We've got the data sets here. And we want to do a box plot showing both data sets. Now to do that, we've got to actually do a 5-number summary for each data set. So for the first one, I've got to put these in order. And so what I'm going to do is start with the smallest number, that's a 75. And I'm going to mark this off when I use them. Then I'm looking in the 80s, I've got an 82, another 82. I've got an 83. I've got an 88. I've got a 92. I've got a 95. 92, 95, a 98, a 99, and a 100. Okay, and then the second data set, I've got a 53. Let me just double check I've got the right numbers up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, there's 10 in the class, so it's 53, 58. We're doing Class B now. 53, 58. In the 60s, we've got a 63, a 65, and a 68. So 63, 65, and 68. And then in the 70s, I've got a 75 and another 75. Two 75s. I've got an 84 and an 85. And I've got a 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got all the data elements now included. So I'm going to go in and look at these a little more carefully. I'm trying to come up with a 5-number summary. So since there's 10 numbers, I can count off from the end, or just realize that the center 2 is going to help me find the median. And the average between the center 2 is 90. Okay, so this divides the data set in half. Obviously the 75 is the minimum, and 100 is the maximum. And now I'm trying to find this first quartile, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements here. So the middle one is going to be my first quartile, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The middle one is going to be the third quartile. And so I've got a minimum, I've got a Q1, I've got a median, I've got a Q3, and I've got a max. We're going to do the same thing down here. The middle two are here, and actually I've got to average those two together, and 68 and 75. I'm going to do 13, carry the 1 is 143, divide that by 2. I get 71.5. So this is 71.5 is the median. And then I'm going to do the minimum is 53. The max is 90. And then in this lower half are 3 or 5 data sets, and the middle one is 63, so that's Q1. And this is 5 numbers again. The middle one is Q3. So we do the median a second time to get the Q1 and Q3. So the 5-number summaries for each are up here. And then what we have to do is come up with a graph where we can show these two data sets. Notice my smallest number's in the 50s. And I'm going to just go by tens. Okay, and I'm going to do Let me make sure I've got this right. This is Class A, and this is Class B. So Class A doesn't matter. I'll put them just in the same order we see them there. Class A and Class B. Now the key here is to do the vertical lines at each of the numbers of the 5-number summary. So at 75, I'm going to estimate that to be right there, and I'm going to write 75 above it. And then at 82, I'm going to write an 82 above it. So I'm eyeing that up here. That's about an 82. The next one is a 90. I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to put a number over it. The next one is a 98. And the maximum is 100. Then we connect the middle 3 numbers, the center 3 numbers, and then make whiskers out to the minimum and the maximum. So that is the Class A data set. And we're going to do the same thing for B. 53 is the minimum. 63 is the first quartile. 71.5, I'm going to estimate that in here, is the median. 84, and I'm going to write all these in here. 53, 63, 71.5, and then 84, and our maximum is 90. Again, connect the 3 center lines and make whiskers on the 2 ends. Okay, and so what we can see now with the 2 graphs, we can see that Class A is significantly higher than Class B. As a matter of fact, the highest score here, 90, is the median for the Class A. So we can see that the whole center of the graph, these are quartiles, are mostly to the right of the data for Class B. So we would conclude that Class A did significantly better on this exam than Class B.